So, listener, you're doing something that's not really easy to do, which is testing my fight game knowledge. But you go back to the '60s, and I've read all the lore, right? But when I think of '60s, I think of Floyd Patterson, Igmar Johansson, Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali. I don't think of Marty Lewis, and I did some research because when you asked the question, I thought you were joking around, and I looked up. Sweet Pea Special, and I guess there's some like cartoon fight thing about it right now. And that was funny to me because I had a young fighter, a Venezuelan. He moved into my house. I was trying to teach him how to fight, and he would show me cartoons of guys fighting. And I thought, this kid's out of his mind, and it's reflective of the new generation, right? They don't want to do the work. They almost just want to, live in fantasy land. But apparently, Marty Lewis was a real guy that Muhammad Ali did not want to fight. But this goes back to something that I've long said, guys, on this channel and in my books. And fighting is the only pro sport where you can absolutely avoid the best fighter and you could still become champion, have a successful career, become a millionaire, right? Like if you're a football player, basketball player, baseball player, you're going to have to deal with the best of the best if you want to be the champion, right? Not so in boxing. It's a very, very bizarre situation. It's one of the reasons Don King was able to come in and manipulate it, because in a lot of ways, guys, fighting can be completely fabricated and is fabricated. It is part circus, part athletic event, and people call pro wrestling fake. Yeah, okay, pro wrestling's fake. Guess what? Is it any faker when you pick opponents out that your guy can beat and you avoid tougher guys like, I guess, Marty Lewis was to Muhammad Ali? I know a lot of people get sensitive about talking about people who avoided. I mean, I'll give you an example, guys. Mike Tyson didn't want any part of Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe had a bad style for Mike Tyson. Very tall guy, very big guy, would have jabbed from the outside, probably would have knocked him out late, right? When Evander Holyfield talks about the best fighter ever he fought, he doesn't talk about Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis. He talks about Riddick Bowe. Now, that having been said, Riddick Bowe happened to be the nightmare for Evander Holyfield. Styles make fights. Lennox Lewis was the nightmare for Riddick Bowe. He knocked him out in the amateurs in the Olympic Games, right? Like, that's why he forfeited his unified title rather than face him as a pro. But that's the way it is, guys. In fighting, there's no one guy who's going to beat everybody. There's always going to be someone that's going to beat you. And that's the way I like it. I don't want there to be one King Kong that can defeat everybody. It should be a situation where you always have something to learn from the fight game. You always can be beat. You always have to stay in shape. And even then, that's not always enough. Read my book, Warrior of the Light.